Hey everyone, so we are back for part two.
We're back.
We're back. So this is part two from the last video. We were discussing insurance and our journey. So in this video, we're going to discuss the importance of having life insurance and why it's important for you to not wait until you're older to try and get it, because it's going to be more costly opposed to getting the insurance when you're in your 20s up to, I would say, like your 40s, late 40s.
Yeah, mid to late 40s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, as we age, things change.
Mm-hmm.
We all make adjustments. There are adjustments physically, right? There are adjustments to our health even. And so we're gonna share with you why it's important.
Yeah. And then some of the things that we've encountered assisting people with getting insurance. So we wanted to share with you that. We have come across a lot of people as of recently. These are people that are like in their 60s and 70s, and they're trying to obtain some type of life insurance or final expense. And when you're in that age group, the insurance can be it can be a little pricey, as it can be more than what most people want to pay. Like when it comes to life insurance, most people basically want to not pay hardly anything, but that's not how the insurance business works. The older we get, the more expensive the policies are. You can be someone in your 20s and you're wanting to get like $100,000 term policy. You could get that for like 25, $30 a month.
Maybe about 45, something like that.
I mean, I've seen a couple of carriers where it's like around like 30 something a month. I've seen a couple. But if let's say you're someone in your 60s or 70s and you're trying to get $100,000 coverage,
it's going to be super expensive.
It's going to be expensive. It's going to be very expensive. And we come across people that are like, well, hey, I saw this, online, and it said I can get $1 million policy for $50 a month.
Not gonna happen.
That's never gonna happen.
I had a client the other day, and they mentioned, oh yes, I got an ad. I saw an ad, and it was what was it, $300,000 for $25. Really? Oh no! Stop lying. They lying and you lying too. Because that's not possible.
No.
There's nowhere. I don't care. So there are ads out there that say things like that,
mm-hmm.
but then there's fine print, and the fine print simply says with a lot of them, not exactly or verbatim, but with a lot of them, they say this. Your coverage is based upon age and health.
Right.
Right. So you can be 25 years old. And if you have prescriptions due to a heart condition or something else that is pretty tough to deal with, you're going to struggle to be covered.
Right.
You're going to struggle to be covered, to have coverage. So, yeah, imagine. So, an example,
mm-hmm.
the other day, well, actually, no, it was today. It was this morning when I started my day. My client was 74. My client was 74. Now, for final expense, I tried to look for 50. They wanted to look for 50. Then I looked, 50 was just astronomical.
Yeah.
So then I looked 30. Let's look at 30 and 20. And I was just like, okay, I found something decent. So it's just tough, man, because, our heart goes out to people,
right?
Especially the elderly that maybe had a term life for 30 years, right? And then it expired. The term is over, right? They have to get insurance again. So that's what's tough. That's why it's important to understand the importance of life insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So getting the product that makes the most sense is what's important. That's what's important. And so when you're younger, you want to get whole life. It is what it is. You want to get whole life or you want to get universal life.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get universal life or whole life because there's a money component to both of those. Cash value, okay? And to the IUL, there's interest. So, to know what to get is just as important as the thinking of, oh, I need insurance. That's very important. We all need insurance. But what type of insurance is very important.
Right.
And then knowing how to maneuver at a certain age. So if you're 40 years old and you get a policy, you get a term policy for 30 years, okay, at 30 years, 70 years old, you got to get insurance again. It's going to be cheap? No.
Yep.
No. It's going to be probably double of what you were paying,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's going to be double. So you're talking about some serious money at that age. So I would suggest something like a universal or whole life, or even a ROP, return of premium. Because then at 30 years, my premium comes back to me. Every dime that I spent for those 30 years, every dime comes back to me. I outlived the policy. It comes back to me. I have no problem with getting insurance again. I got the money.
Right.
So it is important to have insurance, but it's important also, and I would say even more important, to understand what type of insurance you should get.
Right. And I wanted to talk about why it's important to have a insurance policy that's a private one outside of your job. Because what happens is, let's say, like, for example, there's so many people that have gotten laid off from their jobs recently. Well, once you get laid off, you're no longer going to have life insurance.
Right.
If you solely depended upon that to be your life insurance policy. So you want to have a policy outside of that. So that way you'll always have it for as long as you pay for it. You don't want to be in a situation where you get laid off from your job and you have no life insurance. You're no longer going to have health insurance after a while. Mm-hmm. So that's something that we've been trying to educate people about as well, because there's so many people that are without it now.
And I would add to that, make sure when you say, oh, I have insurance through my job. Okay. Do you know that for sure?
Mm-hmm.
We've helped so many people, informing them, saying, please check with your employer and see the status of your life insurance policy.
Right.
In most cases, your life insurance coverage is muy poquito,
mm-hmm.
is very small, right? So they are usually the beneficiaries. Believe it if you want to, or don't believe it. But when you research that, you're going to be like, wow, someone who has worked in the medical industry for years, for 15 years. The young man told me after I talked with him, and I said, man, just check with your employer, man. Just, hey, I understand, it's a medical situation, medical industry. And so it's a popular facility, medical facility. Please check, just check, man. Oh man, they wouldn't do that. I said, okay, just check. He came back to me and said, man, he was hot. Man, you wouldn't believe it. I don't have no coverage. I said, they taking it out your check. Right? Law enforcement. Really check and see if your family will be the beneficiaries if anything were to happen to you.
Right.
Just check, man. Please check, because it's important to do that, to have the information that you need.
Yep, very important. It just takes a few minutes just to get that information. Mm-hmm. When it comes to life insurance, people just don't want to talk about it. You're paying for something that most of the time you'll never be able to use, because most people purchase life insurance policies without living benefits. Mm-hmm. So they aren't able to actually use the benefits while they're living, right, because of the mindset and how people haven't been educated about how life insurance is really supposed to be used.
Right.
But those that really dig into it and they start asking questions and they want to be informed, that's the difference. Some people, they really don't want to be informed. There are some people we've tried to talk to about the living benefits and how you can actually have
access the death benefit.
Yes, the death benefits, because the benefits are there for you to use while you're here. But some people don't believe it. And it's actually really sad to think like that. And that's how a lot of people that are wealthy, that's how they're able to obtain wealth and to be able to pass that wealth on to their family. It's through life insurance.
And let me add to that, Trina, because I was in a conversation today. We're always in conversation.
Yeah.
And so one of my clients I spoke with, and he did a IUL, right? And pretty dope client. I really like the young man. He's doing a lot of great things. And so he's like, yeah, man, I went into his shop, and he was like, yeah, man, I need to talk with you, man. I gotta sit down and really understand. I finally got my package and everything. So I got all the details and the layouts and charts and everything regarding my policy, but I don't understand. I was like, okay. So, I'm gonna share this with you all. To extract from your accelerated death benefit through your living benefits, right? The terminal illness, the chronic illness, the critical illness, right? Disability. That is different from your cash value. Okay? So understand this. This is how your cash value grows with your whole life. Okay? Your index universal life. This is how it grows. When you pay your monthly premium, a portion of it goes to your death benefit. The other portion goes to your cash value. Okay? Again, this is how your cash value grows. A portion of your monthly premium goes towards your death benefit. The other portion goes towards your cash value. So let me ask you this. When you seek money from your cash value, should you have any problems getting that money? You should have no problems at all.
Right.
Why? Because you have established the cash value through your monthly payments. Oh, I shared that with the young man today. I was like, no. And my best friend, he was like, yeah, my grandmother said she tried to get some money and they told her no. I was like, what?
Wow.
I was like, is it whole life? Is it whole life? Yeah, it's whole life. I said, oh man. I said, y'all need to call them. I said, I'll be on the phone if you want me to, because no one can tell you what to do, what not to do, right? No, they write a check, right? So, differentiate between the death benefit, accelerated death benefit, when that money is made available to you,
right,
after a physician's report is in the hands of the insurance company, right? Cash value, that's not the same situation. You can take from the cash value and then understand this as well. When you do have like a terminal illness, you deal with someone who has a terminal illness, that accelerated death benefit becomes, available to them. So whatever amount of the death benefit that you use in an accelerated mode, that just subtracts from your death benefit. So let's say, for instance, your face amount is $200,000. You pay hospital bills. Let's say $20,000. Your initial face amount, death benefit, was $200,000. You subtract the 20. Okay? That's 180 left over. So in the event of you passing, or someone passing, then their beneficiaries will receive 180,000, not 200,000, which was the original or initial death benefit. So understand that. That's how it works. You can, if you take from the death benefit due to terminal, chronic, critical illnesses, if you don't put that money back into your policy, then your death benefit will be 180, like I said. Okay. So don't let people tell you like, oh, this is the same thing. No, it's not. It's not the same thing.
Right.
Okay. That's a special nugget for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really have much more to say about it, but the only thing I would like to say is to just please make sure you guys get life insurance. Speak with an agent, speak with a broker, someone that can truly help you to get a policy that fits into your budget, that you feel comfortable paying for. You don't want to leave this earth and leave this burden to your family. No one knows when it's our time. You just want to make sure you have everything in order.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you're doing. Again, like we mentioned in the first video, if you are paying on a mortgage, who's going to continue paying the portion? If you're married and you need 2 incomes to pay that mortgage, is the spouse still going to be able to maintain that lifestyle, to be able to pay the bills that were being paid prior to you, transitioning? That's why insurance is important. It's different from mortgage protection, and not mortgage protection, but homeowners insurance. It's not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Completely separate. So it's something that you should really think about and speak to someone. Get a quote, someone that can help you.
It's important. It's very important. I shared in the last video, I shared about one of my clients that he didn't qualify for the coverage. And so in speaking with him, I said, I do have a product for you. He heard the numbers and he said, man, that's nothing. That's what he said. That's nothing. I wanted to leave my kids, $200,000 a piece and all this. I was like, man, this is crazy. So I said, so you don't want to go ahead and handle this real quick? Because if anything happens, what's going to happen to your family, man? I said, the gentleman makes over, $125,000 a year. He's the only one bringing in money. I'm like, woo!
His wife is a stay-at-home mom.
I tried my best to just I wasn't trying to persuade him or nothing like that, but I tried my best to just convey, with sincerity and humility, like, dude, this is severe.
But he told you that too.
Yeah,
he told you himself.
I said, what's going to happen to your family? He said, well, they're effed.
He was being honest.
He was being honest, but that's tough, man. Mm-hmm. I was just like, I got off the phone like, oh my God, Trina. He said, I'm like.
That's a sad situation. And that's what happens to a lot of people. When you have that person, that main breadwinner in the family, and something happens to them and they've transitioned, people go through hard times. There have been people that end up homeless because that person is no longer there to provide financially. People lose their homes. They end up on the street. They have nowhere to go.
Nowhere.
All because they didn't plan properly. They waited until the last minute to where when they did try to get it, they weren't able to qualify. That's why we tell people, do not wait. Don't think that you have forever. No one knows when it's their time.
Right.
Just be prepared. If you're a parent, you have children, why don't you, those of you that don't have it, why don't you have life insurance? We can pay for everything else, a lot of us, I'm just speaking in general, that we can pay for cell phone insurance. We can pay for car insurance. We can pay for car warranties. But you don't want to insure your life and you have children? Even if you don't have children, you should have life insurance. Who's gonna take care of your burial, or if you decide to be cremated? There's still a cost. Cremation now, the prices have gone up so much.
Oh yeah.
It's expensive, especially here in California. It's expensive.
Yeah, there was a woman, one of your clients. What was her coverage that she had?
$3,000. Cremations are more than that now.
That's tough, man.
That's not going to even cover her cremation.
No.
Because it costs more than that now due to inflation.
That's tough. Wow.
You know, you don't want that burden to be passed on to your family. You know, when you don't take care of your responsibility, what happens is people aren't able to grieve properly, because when you pass away, what are they thinking about? What are we going to do?
Mm-hmm.
What are we going to do financially?
And they're gonna be ticked off.
Yeah, and then they're going to be upset, and then people start fighting amongst one another because nothing was taken care of. You know, you have these children. How are you going to take care of your children? You paid for everything else, but you didn't take the time to get your life insurance policy.
And I'm gonna tell you something. I've experienced this in a very bad way. One of my uncles, man, he passed away, and it was really tough. He passed away on my father's side, and the service was crazy. Like the little memorial situation was crazy. There obviously was no life insurance, and so the family had to come together and figure stuff out. And he had to borrow. Well, not he, but I forgot if my auntie or uncle was in charge of the situation, but they had to borrow a suit from a mannequin at the funeral home.
Mm.
And then the casket was like one of those Scooby-Doo caskets, the particle board.
Wow.
With that shape, just like the Scooby-Doo casket. I'm not even playing.
Wow.
And inside the casket, there was some little cousins.
Oh, wow.
In there, you know, crawling on my uncle, some roaches. Yeah, you don't want to face that.
That's
you want
sad.
to go ahead and take care of your business. Preparation is overrated.
Right.
Let me be real. You know, I'm not trying to cross what you said. I know you brought up that word. You said that word. You want to be prepared. Well, you know, are you prepared for birth? People plan all this stuff and they're still not ready. They're still not prepared when that child comes. You prepare for your wedding and marriage and all that, and end up divorced 2 months later. You prepare for, you say, right? So preparation it's like really overrated, right? But you can plan. You actually can plan and have stuff set up so that things can go smoother for your loved ones, right? So you can plan. I don't know, that's kind of tough, like the prepared part, right? But we can plan. And a person that doesn't plan plans to fail, right? So you've already made your decision to fail if you don't plan. So just plan, go ahead and do what you got to do. Like my wife said, don't wait, because we don't know when it's our time. We don't know. So I was speaking with a young man. He's 21 years old. I was speaking with a young man the other day, and I said, I have a product for you that is going to be incredible. You're so young. So by the time you turn 40, 35, 40, man, it's going to be pretty nice for you. Right. And, it's going to help build your retirement. And so it's going to be incredible. And send him an illustration and all this stuff. And
what was the product?
Index Universal Life Insurance Policy. And, you know, that's an incredible product. And before we get off here, I want to express like this. Research what an IUL is.
Right.
Please research what an IUL is, an Index Universal Life Insurance Policy. Please, because people talk about, I was at the gym today. We got stories all the time, trust me. I was at the gym today, and a guy that knows that I'm an insurance broker heard these two older gentlemen speaking about 401k. They did a bunch of years on this job together, and they're both retired. And one gentleman was talking to the other about his 401k and how he's losing money and he's lost this. And so the other guy that knows that I'm a broker, he said, yo, Martin, come here, man. So I went over there, And I said, what's going on? He said, hey, man, they need, they're talking about their 401k. And I said, oh, okay. I said, oh, the IRS code, that's what that is, 401k, right? Like the 457B, right? That's retirement as well. 401k is just a code. It's the IRS code, but whatever. Nevertheless, let me get to the point. So I tell the gentleman, I'm like, okay, I didn't want to really fully engage because we're at the gym, but whatever. I tried to say whatever I could to help them. And so the gentleman that called me over there was like, Mark, he's like, man, you need to, you ever met Martin? Boom, this is Martin. He's like, man, you need to talk with him, man. This is the guy you want to talk to. And so I was like, thanks, man. And I said, how can I help you? Like, you're talking about your 401k. And I said, transfer it. The code is the IRS code is a 1035, right? So you want to, that code, if you can research it, you can go on Google and research the 1035, right? It is the transferring of a policy or an account into something else, right? That's what it is. And so I told him, I said, you need to just transfer your 401k because the 401k is garbage. The mutual funds, you're taxed. 401k, you're taxed. The Roth IRA, you're going to deal with an annual tax, and every time you touch it, you're taxed. The IUL rocks just like those elements, right? Those financial elements, but you don't deal with taxes. So I encourage you, research about the IUL. And don't listen to this dude on the internet, on YouTube. I won't say his name, but his initials are JR. Like J.R. Ewing from Dallas, the TV show. That's his initials, JR. Like, this dude be saying all kinds of stuff, contradicting. But anyways, you want to research the IUL. Trust me.
Yeah.
Especially if you're super young, you want to get into an IUL ASAP. And I would say over any other product, you want to get an IUL over the whole life, over term, over anything, CBO, cashback offer, which is the same as the ROP, return of premium. Over all of these, you want to look into the IUL.
Yeah, those are great for those that are self-employed or entrepreneurs. It's really great because you can use that for retirement.
Some people have IULs. They don't have a job. They live off of their earnings with their IUL. Their dividends is the word.
Yeah.
So there's products out there for people to really win.
Yeah.
And it's important, like we started this video out with, the importance of having life insurance. It's super important. It's ultra important for you, everyone, not just you, but for everyone to have life insurance.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
We have life insurance. We have
4 policies.
We have our IULs. So we're definitely trying to win and make money.
Yep.
We've educated ourselves as far as how the insurance works. We're providing policies for people out there. And, we're not just talking the talk, we're walking the walk too. We're doing our part to make sure that we're good. Yep. So that is it for this second video. We just wanted to share some other information about the insurance industry with you and what we've experienced.
What part is this? Part Z?
No, this is part 2.
So
that's
okay.
it for part 2 of the video.
Do I sound like the guys on YouTube? Okay. Okay.
So anyway, if you guys have any questions or anything, definitely send us a message and we'll do our best to assist you.
Yes, we will holler back.
Yes. So until next time, we'll be back with another video. We'll try not to, stay gone as long as we did. We're going to try to be more consistent with our videos and just share as much as we can.
Though. It's tough though, because we're trying to provide insurance. With myself producing music and providing insurance and filling oil fragrance orders, and my wife with her salon and insurance. It's fresh.
It can be.
And she's a great wife. She's a great wife. She's always cooking for me, making sure I'm good. So, you know, it's not like we just chilling.
No.
It's just, you know, we're very active.
We are.
Very, very, very active. And I'm a mentor as well. So I'm always helping some young man. Or actually, there's no age limit to it. You know, I'm always helping somebody.
You are.
Always. Man, it's crazy.
You're a good man.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So we will see you later. Take care and have a blessed day.
Deuces, truces, abuses,
Bye, guys.
refuses.